Hi, my name is Reverend Dale Brown, and this is our podcast for this week to help you know about the things that are happening in the life of the church for the Thanksgiving season and for the Christmas season. So, welcome as I share this information with you in hopes that you can participate fully and actively in celebrating first Thanksgiving and second Advent and then the Christmas season. Let me begin first with this coming Sunday, November 19th. In the morning, we will have a special service. At 10:30, we will be live streamed globally around the world through the United Methodist Communications. And this is an exciting event for the church and an exciting event for all of us who participate in worship to think about how we might impact so many people for the cause of Christ. The other services, 8 and 9:15, will take place as usual. It is just that on this Sunday at 10:30, we will live stream around the world thanks to the United Methodist Communications. But again, the other two services will take place as usual. At 7 p.m. that evening, the 19th, we will have the Interfaith Thanksgiving service. And we've been hosting this service for about 3 years now. And it's fun and exciting. And each year we benefit a different charity. This year we're benefiting Worcester Goes Purple, which is to help homeless women and men. So please know that we invite you to come at 7 p.m. If you'd like to bring a finger food or a donation in finance or in material for the shelter for the Worcester Goes Purple, we'll be glad to receive that. And this again is an interfaith Thanksgiving service because the idea of gratitude and thanksgiving transcends any one religious faith and includes all people as we're called to be thankful. And when we are thankful, it makes our lives better as well as helping the lives of other people. And then I hope that you have a blessed and wonderful Thanksgiving day on that Thursday of next week. At my house, I cook the ham. My sister cooks turkey or beef. We're trying to play with it a little bit this year, but they all come to my house for Thanksgiving. And I'm really kind of excited that they're all coming. This will be the first Thanksgiving we'll have with Avery, my grandson, and we are thankful for him as well. So let's move into the season of Advent. On Tuesday afternoons at 1 o'clock, we have a Bible study. Now, it's made up predominantly of women, but anybody is welcome. And this year we're studying the Grinch That Stole Christmas. The idea that Christmas can enlarge our hearts up to 3 times bigger. And that Bible study lasts about an hour and 15 minutes, depending on how much talking we do. And just know that you are invited to that Bible study as well. That Bible study actually continues most of the year, and we'll pick up a new topic in January. And we'd love to have you come even then. Each Christmas season, I do a Christmas sermon series. And this year, the sermon series is entitled The Carols of Christmas, or My Favorite Christmas Carols. And let me tell you what those sermons will be during the season of Advent. And Advent begins on December 3rd this year. So the first Sunday is Come Thou Long Expected Jesus. On the 10th of December, it is O Little Town of Bethlehem. Now on December 17th, because it's the choir, cantata and choir and music performance at 10 o'clock, we're going to do something at 8 o'clock, and it is entitled Stories of Christmas, where I will tell you stories of Christmas pageants that I'm aware of. And on that day, December 17th, we'll have an 8 o'clock service in which I will be your speaker, and we'll have a 10 o'clock service in which the choir and many music groups will minister. Just 2 services that day. On December 24th, the carol in the morning is Hark the Herald Angels Sing. And just one morning service at 10 o'clock on December 24th. It's a casual, informal service. Many of you will be getting ready for Christmas Eve and all the things that brings with regard to family and food and celebrating the birth of Christ. One service, December 24th at 10 o'clock on Hark the Herald Angels Sing. In the evening at 9 o'clock here in the sanctuary is a service of carols and lessons, and that will be a focus on the sermon time, meditation time, on Silent Night, Holy Night. And I also want to say to you that there's a wonderful historic Episcopal church here at the end of Route 589, one of the oldest in Worcester County, and it's called Old Trinity. And they have a 3 o'clock service on Christmas Eve, and I would commend that service to you as well. On New Year's Eve, one service at 10 o'clock, again, informal, relaxed. You're welcome to come with your children and families. And the carol that day is What Child Is This? And then the final part of our Carols of Christmas events are on Epiphany Sunday, January 2024, January 7th. And Epiphany is the celebration of the visit of the Magi. And so the carol would be We Three Kings of Orient Are. And I'm not going to sing any of these carols to you because I don't want you to suffer. And so let's go back just a little bit about some of the dates of things that are coming up. On the last Sunday of November, 12:30, 1 o'clock, we're going to have Pizza with the Pastor, which is an invitation to children to come and to be with me and to be with some of our Sunday school teachers. And we're going to learn about Chrismon, and we're going to make Chrismon ornaments that can be hung on the tree the following week in their worship service. So November 26th in the afternoon in the fellowship hall or gym, whichever you want to call it, we'll be making Chrismons and having something to eat and just having a good time all the way around. And then on December 3rd, on the first Sunday of Advent, in the evening at 6 o'clock, we're going to have a 1-hour service in which we do something called the Hanging of the Greens. And that means we're about decorating the church for Advent. And so we'll worship and be together for about an hour, and I invite you to come and be a part of this service. On the following Sundays, December 17th, again, is the choir event with just the two services, 8 and 10. On December 17th also, the Interfaith Ministers Association, the AFFA, is hosting a Blue Holiday Season, and this will take place at St. Paul's Episcopal Church in Berlin, and the starting time for that is 4 o'clock. And anyone who struggles during the holidays is invited to that. On December 24th, just as a reminder, we'll have a 10 o'clock service in the morning and a 9 o'clock service in the evening. Now, persons are invited to remain half hour to 45 minutes after the 9 o'clock service for prayer and Holy Communion, should they choose to do so. It is available to you, and you're welcome and wanted. On December 31st, there's a New Year's Eve service at 10 o'clock, and that's the only service of that morning, and you are invited to that. Advent is a season of preparation. It's a time in which we get ready for the coming of Christ. It's a time in which we prepare our hearts and our lives for Christmas. And so I invite you to use that time of Advent wisely to prepare your heart and life for the birth of Christ. Let me suggest to you a couple of things that might be of help to that. If you begin reading on the first day of Advent one chapter from the Gospel of Luke each day, then you will complete the Gospel of Luke by the time that the Christmas season comes around. And that's a great way of knowing the entire story of Christ. Likewise, if you read a chapter a day from Mark, in 2 weeks you will have read almost the entire Gospel of Mark and almost the entire life of Christ. It's 16 chapters, so it's 2 weeks plus 2 days. And in 90 days you can read all 4 Gospels by reading a chapter a day. Please don't let this Advent season slip away without having the time to focus on the birth and the coming of Christ. It's so important to know that this Jesus who has come for you and me, and has come to give us life and hope and peace and joy and love. Most of all, love. I had asked some folks what their favorite Christmas carol was in preparation for the sermon series. And I have been thinking about that. What is my own favorite Christmas carol for that season? And I don't know that I have a single favorite. I have multiple favorites. So as we think about Christmas carols and the birth of Christ and the times of worship and the things that are happening, don't miss out. Make sure you come and participate. And if we can help you do that at any time, please call the church office and ask for me, and I will be glad to help you make that connection. And of course, all these services will be live streamed, and they'll be available at our website and our YouTube and on Facebook, and there are all kinds of things that you can do to watch and prepare, get ready for Christmas. Many years ago, the best Advent sermon I ever heard was preached by Tom McKelvey. Ironically, now I follow in Tom's steps as the pastor here. But he asked this question: how are your preparations going for Christmas? And I was the pastor at Whaleyville United Methodist Church at the time, and he talked about how we want to prepare through the fixing of meals and the decorating of the house and the decorating of the tree and just doing all the things that are part of the Advent season leading up to Christmas. But do we really spend a lot of time in preparing for the birth of Christ? Sadly, the answer is often no, we don't. But we should, because after all, Christmas is all about the birth of Jesus. So I invite you to be ready, to get ready, to prepare spiritually as well as physically for the birth of Christ. May God bless you during this wonderful and beautiful holiday season.